Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
Business Matters, presented by the Guamanian Magazine.
When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay.
When the lights go down in the city of San Francisco, there is a popular Chamorro restaurant in the Mission District that kicks into high gear. Sean Napoti is the chef and co-owner of Prubechu.
That's why we do it, you know? Both me and my partner, Sean Camacho, being in the industry and not having the food from our island of Guam in the city of San Francisco was kind of like telling us like we got to do it, you know? We got to do our food. Everyone just keeps telling us like, man, you guys should do something, like do something, you know, like do something from the island, you know? Because there's nothing in the city. Like, I lived here for 13 years, there's nothing.
San Francisco, by its very nature, is a very adventurous eating town. So I think when people heard that there's something new and fresh in the city, they gravitated right away. We get that all the time. Like, I've never had Guamanian food before, and I tell them all the time, nobody has. So the reception has been amazing. I mean, chef is hugely talented, and aside from that, Chamorro food is a crowd pleaser all around.
The business partner has worked for years in the San Francisco restaurant industry, but it was still a huge leap of faith to open their own place. Napoti was the chef for the restaurant that previously occupied the space. When the lease came up, the owner asked him if he wanted to take over.
We had an opportunity, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I could do it, you know, I don't know if I could run, you know, do our own thing, but I called up Sean. I was like, Sean, are you ready to do this? This is our opportunity on Mission Street, in the Mission, like, you know, it's all or nothing.
He called me and he said, what do you think? I quit my job that night, and you know, kind of the rest is history. We've been working in the city for quite some time in the industry separately. So it's kind of been a blessing and an honor to, you know, finally team up and do something that we both have a huge passion for, in food as well as spreading the culture of Guam.
2.5 years in, and spreading the Hafaday spirit, you know, educating our guests, you know, especially the people that are not from Guam, that don't even know where Guam's at. It's like so foreign to them, you know. It's like just saying that we're from Mars. It's like people that don't know, you know. It's like, where's Guam? You know, never heard of it. So that already opens the door for us to explain our story, and then it's even more awesome when we can explain it with our food. You know, it's like Chamorro food is so unique.
Personally, it is, I can't say it enough. I'm very blessed to be able to do this. Our culture is a huge source of pride for both the chef and I. So for us to be able to spread our culture via food, which speaks to people, is a huge blessing. And you know, I mean, I'm so lucky. I'm one of the luckiest guys in the world.
The Mission Street restaurant is also a regular gathering place for Bay Area Chamorros looking for some home-style cooking. After all, Prubechu in Chamorro means welcome. We met up with two who've made their mark on the city in different ways. Johnny Cepeda Gogo is a prosecutor with the Santa Clara District Attorney's Office.
But I went into law school thinking it was going to be a private attorney, making a lot of money. But ultimately, as I was studying the law, I became passionate about criminal prosecution work and protecting victims of crime. And that's how I became a prosecutor.
Gogo has won awards for excellence in prosecution and has been recognized for his community service work, from developing mock trial competitions in the county schools to helping remove more than 2,500 unwanted firearms. And in one unique program, he turned confiscated cell phones into much-needed funding for domestic violence shelters. Gogo was a military brat, born in Germany to parents Jesus Crisostomo Gogo and Remedios Didasco Cepeda. He lived on Guam from the 4th through 6th grades and returned in the late 90s for a short time and worked at the Guam AG's office.
I love visiting the southern part of the island because you still get to see how the island was back in the 70s when I grew up out there, and you know, the food, always the food, the beaches, and you know, it's just the warmth of hospitality there out on Guam.
John Paul Letty is another Bay Area Chamorro who's done well. In 2015, he was named president of the Golden Gate Bridge Association, the nation's first and largest LGBT chamber of commerce.
What has changed is that the climate for inclusion and diversity is becoming a mantra with a lot of corporations and a lot of businesses. Here in California, there's a mandate to include in their public utilities minority businesses in their bidding process, and now LGBT-owned businesses are included too.
Letty grew up in Dedido, the son of the late Herbert Sablan Letty and Joyce Martrat. He built a career in San Francisco as a business networking consultant and has long had a connection with chambers of commerce.
Way back in my 20s, I was an assistant to the president of the Chamber of Commerce. At that time, it was the late Eloise Baza. My sister-in-law, Reina Letty, I'm sure most of you know her back in Guam, was the president of the chamber. And then my brother David Letty was recently the president of the chamber. So the Lettys have been with the Guam Chamber of Commerce a long time.
He eventually moved to the mainland where the father of 4 and grandfather of 3 raised his family. JP says he came out later in life and moved to San Francisco about 10 years ago, but he still has fond memories of Guam.
I miss my family, and when I do visit, it's always nice because that's my home, you know, that's where I'm from. But I genuinely miss the people there.
Business Matters, presented by the Guamanian Magazine.
Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.